Hello, 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 hello. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. Forgive me if I sound a bit different than normal. I'm on a new laptop. I haven't set up voice meter and the little plugin stuff that I had and all that jazz. So I might be sounding a little bit off, maybe for the better, because I'm not going through weird filters, maybe worse because there's more background noise. Hell if I know, I'll have to listen to this stream back later. Let me know if I sound okay. I think the audio should be fine. Switch over to that. Everything should be visible. There's quite a few dropped frames at the start of stream, but I think we're doing good now. I'm testing to see if this can run at 60 frames instead of just 30 on the stream. So this kinda serves as a bit of a stress test as well. Like, my laptop can run it at something, but I'm not quite sure how well the network can handle it. So we're gonna see. We are going to see. Load file. I'm also curious how this is going to look on stream. Because on my laptop, I feel like it looks a bit different than it did on my old one. But I don't know if, like, the signal that gets sent to OBS is, like, what it's supposed to look like, and then what's on my screen is different, or how any of that jazz works. Like, I feel like the sky's a little bit duller, and the grass is a bit, like, stranger in color. No, it looks the same on my stream. Okay. The stream has the actual, like, colors that I'm going for. The grass is greener on there. Over here, it's, like, a bit more muted. I spent a lot of last night trying to fix the colors, but I couldn't. But it's good to see that it's at least getting the actual color in OBS. There's not a lot I can do about it on this laptop, because it's like a, for some reason, 6-bit color depth instead of 8, like my old one. Runs a hell of a lot better, but just kind of the unfortunate position that it's in. Okay. There we go. So, last time, we were working on the vaults down there for the storage. Had gone ahead and gotten a good bit of work. We finished up one of them, so we know how they're gonna look. That was the progress that we'd gotten done. Let me go ahead and, like, empty my inventory out a good bit. I don't want to work on that today. It's like what I did the last 2 streams, I want to say. I did one floor and then finished the rest of it on another stream. Took a couple of days for a break, but I want to work on something else. How loud is this? I'm gonna turn that down ever so slightly. Okay. I'll have to, like, do some playing with the audio stuff at some point. Haven't done quite as much in that regard as I fully need to get set back up for content. The colors feel a little bit off. I'm sure I'll get used to it over time. But for now, I'm not quite used to it. Okay, iron blocks are on the next floor. We're gonna empty the inventory out. And then I guess we'll just take a look at, like, what projects are left around the world that haven't really been touched. Because I want to say there's... Let me think. Put the TNT in its box over here. Torches. Bring back to there. Alright. This little chunk of space in my inventory can all get put away. obsidian in here. Mossy cobble and glass will go in the understack chest. Have a chest full of chests right here. Feather in there. I am very happy with how this has, like, come out so far, right? Like, this is a nice looking area. Looks pretty cool too, in my opinion. And so we're gonna be making a whole bunch more of these, just for all the items that we need like that. But we'll worry about that another day. For now, I need a little bit of a rest from working on that. Alright, lava source block goes up here, and those two understacks go up here. Then we'll think about what we want to work on. Because in terms of projects, and I'll work more on the park later, that's another thing that we have, but that's really just, I need to decide what I want to put in there. In terms of projects, we started the vault, old things that haven't been worked on in a while. The pathway is pretty much done, right? I do need to connect it up to the dock, so that'd be a good bit of terraforming, which I could do this morning. There's the mine. We've done the park. The sponge mines are another thing, technically. But I don't really want to mess with the sponge mines until I've gone ahead and, like, done the vaults. Plus, like, the entrance to the sponge mine is being blocked by the vaults now. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. So I think we should probably just not think about the sponge mine for a bit. Now, what else? So there's the mine. We've done the dock. I guess the beach would need a bit of cleaning up. That was one more thing we had left. Like, finish up the beach on this side. We're gonna worry about that side a bit later. Maybe once we're closer to being done with that village over there. Okay. Let's think here. Let's think. Honestly, the terraforming sounds kind of nice. It sounds relaxing. So what we're gonna do... No, this is the source block. There we go. Do we have... We don't have a dirt understack. We don't have a sand understack. We'll take the gravel. One chest. And then... go ahead and do the dirt and sand understacks. Or we'll do grass. We'll do grass. And then sand is over here. Just need a piece of TNT. And I guess today we'll just kind of be doing a good bit of terraforming. This also serves as like a stress test for the stream. See what it can handle. It hasn't dropped any more frames, so the current bitrate looks fine. Looks fine. Also seems to look fine enough on my phone. So I think we're good. Performance-wise for the stream, or quality-wise, this is fine. I'm also just happy that the color on the stream looks closer to what it's actually supposed to be. Like, I'm sure I'll get used to this over time, but... I immediately was like, what happened to my grass? Why is it like this? The answer is because it's not right. Okay, here. I don't have any other blocks on me. Okay, like that. Guard our feet. And we'll even do a torch understack just to be in a good spot. Okay. It's good. That's good. So we've got our understacks. There's no way to sleep through the night. For as strong as this new laptop is, the light transition still takes ages. Brother. I should also, like, make the pathway go to the desert at some point. I just have to think about how I want to do that. I wonder if there's, like, another block that I can use for the pathway in the desert. I almost want to say sponge. That'd be kind of funny. Sponge path going through the desert, follow the yellow road. Kind of just transition it. Okay. We've done the farm over there. So I think what I'm going to work on first is the beach area. And then I might just work on terraforming like there and bringing it back this way. Towards the tower. Kind of clean up that damage to the world that I did. Alright. I want to have more builds around this area too. I should also do something with that cake at some point. I don't know what I want to do with the cake, but I should do something. And I need to like do a build above the farm. So a lot of things that I should do. Like, the farm is technically done, it's just practically missing stuff, right? Like, I've just opened up a bunch more land to work with, a bunch more terrain, and there's visually nothing here, like, marking that there's a farm. Maybe I could build, like, a barn. We do have bricks. I've not done, like, a proper build with bricks yet. That'd be good. It's not a today thing. I'm still, like, working on just other projects, but doing like a little brick barn could be fun. Okay, that area's lit. I've also got like a bunch of terraforming that needs to be done over here, so I'll work on this. I'll start working on this. Okay, how do I want to go about this? This terrain should kind of like dip into this valley, I think. So like bring this around. Like that. Let's climb back up there. And just kind of bring this all the way around. And we'll let the terrain dip around here too. But I want this to like go downwards into this pit. I think that's the goal there. Right? Yeah. Let this kind of loop this way. Bring this over here. That. Good. Fall down in the pit. Why don't I? There. Okay, that works. And then we'll kind of bring this over to here. So much of this world is just massively terraformed. I'm gonna have to, like, do some forest growing or something at some point, just to kind of, like, make it look more natural. Like, it flows nicely. I like the way the terrain visually looks. It's just, there's not much on it. Like, it's all become very plain. Because I looked at the isometric just the other day. Not just the other day, this morning. And all the terrain looks good, looks fine. It's just there's nothing on it. And we're gonna be doing buildings, right? We're gonna be building crap. But until then, or even just like as part of that, I should have like some forested areas. Make a couple of patches of woodland. Okay. Do that. That bit of ground is fine. Put one there. We'll worry about this area in a little bit. For now, ignore that. Keep working over here. Okay. Let's kind of bring this in a little bit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Break that. That one. It's good. Right? Yeah. This area will kind of shave a little bit. That's good. Okay, that's all good. Down here, I kind of want to like have this be a bit of a stepping area. Like, I will say the night to day transition feels pretty laggy on here. Like I can actively feel frame drops happening if I go ahead and do that. Which I didn't really have a problem with on my old laptop. Might just be a different like type of stress. Because this has generally run a whole lot better than my old one. But I noticed like, I even noticed this when I was doing some basic testing that it doesn't really like these transitions. Okay. Good. Let's go ahead and kind of get rid of this bush. Just awkwardly in the ground. It's areas like this where you can really see just the sort of like merged in-dev and classic terrain, creating something very strange. Okay. this bit of ground we should go over. It's good. I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know why the leaves are just completely broken. Okay, that's good. Let's build over this bit of terrain and try to match it with over here. Do that. 3. We'll kind of work into this overhang right here. Okay, that's good. It's fine. This is mostly fine, just a little bit awkward terrain-wise. Kind of have that merge into the ground there. Okay, and then this side's fine. I can just kind of climb up into here. Okay. Got caught up on that little overhang. We're good though. Okay. Bring this over here. that. Like that. This bit of land is going to be awkward to work with. I kind of want to have this be like a passage, right? So like while this area comes down to here, this part kind of tapers off into like this mountainous terrain. So have the ground be, or have the cliff, not cliff, what am I saying? What am I trying to say? Just like have the hill not be quite as smooth going down. Have there be less blocks to the step over here. And then, like, as it comes out over here, it becomes a more smooth drop. I want to say with this area done, we'll have gotten quite a bit of progress just done generally on the terraforming. I still need to, like, fix up the entire side of the world, but that'll be a probably thing for another day. It really just depends on how much time we have for today. I go into work at 3 instead of 2 today, so I've got a bit of extra time. Bit more than normal, at least. Good. And then kind of bring this out a little bit more, given how much space this backside has. Okay. Hello there, Bo. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. How are you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I just now glanced at chat. There wasn't anyone in there for a while. Only now taking a look at it. Do that, and then kind of let it taper off. Okay. We're just doing some terraforming this morning. Tad bit of terraforming, tad bit of terraforming. How are you doing? You having a good morning or evening or whatever time it might be for you? Whatever time it might be. Okay. Kind of wrap this around this way. There we go. Powell's just waiting for the hello to dip. To dip. I see how it is. It's good. Can bring this all the way over here, light-wise. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that a creeper? Or a zombie? What am I looking at down there? Zombie. Okay. You spawned inside of a single block of air. I don't like the implications of that. I do not like those implications. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Any more light that I want to put down? Yeah. Can't leave any terrain. Oh, hi, it's evening for... What's the stream delay on this? What? It's evening for you. Yes, you're having a nice morning. Sorry it's late. Got to go to bed now. You have a good night. You get a good sleep. Did you only now, like, hear the hi? That is a crazy stream delay. Absolutely wild. Okay. I'll see if I can't get this down to ultra low latency with tomorrow. Alright, have a good night. Okay. Let's kind of like wrap into the cliff right here. You can see, if you can say, you're good. It doesn't really matter for today. Like, I'll just bump down the settings to be ultra low latency. I don't know if it's like affected by laptop, just how long it goes. It could also be because I've like set my stream to be 60 FPS. Up until now I had it at 30 FPS on this network. So it might just be taking a little bit longer to send things, which is making the low latency option not work quite as well as I wanted. Could have sworn I heard a hiss. Okay. So kind of bring this way. Take that. But yeah, you go ahead and get some rest. I can stay. You thought I had work tomorrow? Oh, you don't have work. Nice. Love to see it. I have work in an hour and a half, so... Or, no. No, 2 hours and a half, I think. Yeah, 2.5 hours. So I'll probably be on for, like, the greater portion of 2 hours. That works. And then... That was a lag spike and a half. Okay. So now, this whole chunk of terrain is a lot better. So we want to start working towards that passage over there. See, this is the kind of thing where I want to have stone on me if I'm working with the cliff edge, but I don't really feel like going to make that understack right now. Should have made it whenever I was doing that earlier. Am I on creative? So, No. But, like, building material-wise, I basically have infinite stuff, right? So, what it is creative doesn't even exist right now, right? We don't get creative back until, I want to say, sometime in beta. This is in dev. But there is a glitch that lets you get negative stacks of items, and because the game only checks to remove it when you go from 1 to 0, and not 0 to -1 or anything below that, you can just keep placing blocks into the infinite negatives, right? Which is kind of funny. Hello. Hello, my friend. Okay. Sneaky bastard. Bro's stealthy. Thought he had me. Thought he had me. So yeah, it's basically just a fun little glitch. I wouldn't be abusing it quite as much as I am if we weren't still on in-dev, which means no infinite worlds. So, like, I am practically a lot more limited material-wise than otherwise. So this is my way of just adding stuff into the world, basically, so I'm not running out of, say, grass if I want to do all this terraforming. Once there's infinite worlds, then that just won't be a problem. But for the time being, I am pretty happy to take advantage of it for, like, most things. The only thing I refuse to understack is, like, anything made out of diamonds. Or diamonds themselves. Namely for the reason of, like, I want them to stay rare. I want them to stay valuable. I don't really care about dirt being limited, but diamonds are a different thing. Because, like, I'll be the first person to complain, say with, like, modern Minecraft, that I think diamonds have kind of just not been... They don't have enough uses in modern day, I guess. Since, like, with mending being a thing, you can kind of just make one set of armor, or even buy that set of armor from a villager. That's another thing. And then just never need any more, right? Like, you can buy all of your tools and armors. Hold up Minecraft. Hold up Minecraft. It done way before the beta? What? It way done before beta? I don't know what you were trying to say there. Something about beta. That's all I got. But as far as, like, diamonds are concerned, I think in modern Minecraft they're kind of useless. Like, the only things that you make repeatedly, at least for a while, were jukeboxes. That was, like, the one thing you couldn't buy or put mending on. Jukeboxes were, like, the main, you might want more than one of this and you have to make it with diamonds use. Then they added armor trims, which I think are very nice in terms of a use. But I wish there was more. Way past beta version? Like, what way past beta version, I guess, is what I'm trying to get. I'm just not sure, like, what the subject of the sentence was. But while diamonds are still, like, valuable, I want to keep them that way, and I think understacking them would kind of defeat the entire purpose of my complaint with them. So we're not doing that. Okay, we'll leave this little mound intact. Everything else is fair game. I'm perfectly fine going into, like, the negative thousands of dirt while I'm terraforming. Perfectly fine doing it and have done so repeatedly. Because, like, a solid sixth of this entire world, or, like, nearing that, has pretty much been terraformed. Like, this whole original mainland from here to, like, halfway across this chunk of ground This is like my original world before I added more worlds into it for more space. And I've been terraforming huge bits of it just over time. Like what we're doing this morning. This lake, I do kind of want to keep. It'll be a bit funky to get working the way I want it, but... Okay. Do that. That's nice. No, yeah. Okay. So let's kind of expand this way. I'm gonna want to get an understack of stone for this. For this passageway. Make the cliffs actually kind of blend in together. Okay. The lake we'll worry about in a moment. You just subbed? Well, thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. We're almost at 300. So close. So incredibly close. I don't know like what I'm going to be doing for 300. I don't know if I'm doing anything fancy, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go make a stone understack. Hold up. Put that there. Because I kind of need it if I want to do anything with this bit of terrain, this little passageway we've got. Like, it's falling apart on the sides. Okay, yeah. Put that into there. Okay. One away. One away. Very close. That's good. Okay. So, let's return to base, grab the stone. Probably gonna see a lot of me now. I mean, we love to see it. Break these. That's good. And do that. Okay. Messing with the terrain. Normally I find people with not many subs, I subscribe and I just see them so often. That's fair. It's always helpful. It's always helpful. Okay. Let's not jump off the cliff. Break our ankles. Let me take a look at how this was done. Okay, so I kind of did this in like curves going inward slowly but surely. That's like what's been missing from my other cliff faces. I'm trying to do it with just dirt, and that's simply not working the way I want it to. It's also just like short bits of terrain, which makes it harder to do right. Okay. Saplings in here. Drop down a level, put the flowers away. Well, we're just gonna get more flowers. I will put away this flint, though. Okay. Should go to bed now. Bye. Have fun. You have a good night. Sleep well. Okay. Chest and TNT's down the floor. Over this way. Do 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 do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. and stone. Did that break my ground? Brother. Okay. I thought I was far enough away from that. Guess not. Brother. There we go. Okay, we're good now. Blowing up my path, will you? Yeah, so I need to, like... There's a very particular way to go about doing this. The problem is I just don't really think I can do it with that short of a cliffside like I've been having. Now, this big cliffside, on the other hand, I can definitely do some silliness with if I want. Like this over here, this bit of terrain. Okay. That up there. And then put some ground on top of it. Like that. Good. Over here would be the peak of this bit of terrain. Okay. Break you. It's good. Okay. That can go there. That there. Or no. I do want to expand it a little bit towards this way. That's good. Okay. And then break that a little bit. Come over here. Break this. Just kind of clear my inventory out of some of this dirt, so I don't really need all of it. Do not like how dark it is over here right now. Feel like I'm gonna get jumped by something. What that something is, I do not know yet. Let's go ahead and save the game. It's been a while. Good. Okay. Okay, so we'll start by just matching the terrain to what's up there. Now, as for this, like, chunk of ground sticking out, what do I want to do here? I kind of want to, like, expand it as, like, an overhang sticking out over here. Maybe have, like, a waterfall. And have it pool into... Well, I can't really do a waterfall. It's just not an option that I have. But I could have it just expand outwards. Hold up. So let's go ahead, kind of like match where this terrain comes out to. Maybe not quite that far, but like that. Okay. And then drop back down this way, break every bone in my body, eat a couple of apples. And then kind of break this bit of ground. Do that. Then I want to grab stone in a sec. Let me go here. Thinking. Love finding random streams. Hello, Matt the Epic. Welcome. How go? Hope you're doing good. Okay, here. Let that kind of dip downwards and then... Okay. It's good. Like so. Okay, I can work with that. Bring this part of it down a bit. Kind of come around that outcrop. Okay, that's good. It go good? Hell yeah. Love to see it. Okay. Put that there. Oh, did not mean to drop that. How did you stack items like that? I can show it. Here, one sec. There's a silly little glitch in, like, some earlier versions of the game, basically, where it's like, the game doesn't check for an item going from 0 to -1. It only removes it from your inventory if it goes from 1 to 0. And so, if you get a 0 stack, it can just keep on going infinitely into the negatives, right? I'll show how to get that 0 stack in a sec. but break that. I think this is pretty much what I'm trying to go for with that. So you can have our little outcrop right there. Okay. Finish filling in this water right quick. Or in here. Alright, what's one that I'm gonna need? My apples, they're getting low. They're about to go right back over. Or actually here, it can showcase two things. So if you have a negative stat, go to negative 129. Every time you, like, load the game, or every time you save the game, it clamps the value to, like, a certain range. So once you've gone to negative 129, save the game and load, then it clamps right back around to 127. So now I'm at 127 apples. Yes, those are apples, not golden helmets. But then I'll show how to get the negative stack real quick, too. Gotta run back on home. Run back on home. All the way over there. There's no sprint button, there's no minecarts, I'm just waddling around. Waddling around. Alright. Let's see. Hello, sheep. Goodbye, sheep. So I need a chest. And then I'm going to... You were in my way. In my way. Get out of here. I'm gonna want more apples after doing that, so just go ahead and take one of those. Oh yeah, these only stack to 1. At least they're only supposed to. How did apples turn into golden helmets? So basically, right, whenever items were first being added to the game, there was kind of a silly, like, the item IDs just corresponded to their spot on the texture, right? Then, once they got added proper, a good amount of things were, like, moved around, added, all that. And the spot where, like, apples have their ID just doesn't correspond to the apple part of the texture, which apples aren't supposed to be obtainable, so, like, it's not really a priority for fixing at this point in development, I wanted to say. Now, eventually, when they became obtainable, that got fixed, but it's just kind of a remnant of, like, having an item from an earlier version that got neglected because you weren't supposed to have it. Okay. Sorry, I'm cleaning up my inventory real quick. Clearing out a good bit of space. I need TNT. Take one of these. So it's really just like a texturing glitch. They still function like apples, like I eat them, it's my food source, but they look silly, which we love to see. Okay. So I've got the goods, So let's go ahead, head outside. Oh, deal with a lag spike, why don't we? And we're gonna just kind of pillar way up, so that we don't blow anything up. Ought to be good. Come out a little bit. Give me some space to not blow up beneath myself. Okay. So, how this works, how you get the negative stacks of items. Did I not grab a chest? Okay, hold up. Hold up. We ain't dealing with that. Take 10 years to break the crafting table. Okay. Go ahead and put a chest right there. And then put my apple in there. Guess this was the original golden apple, clearly. Yeah, big stretch. Okay. It's always fun having these bird's eye views. I really need to like plant trees around here until I start like doing proper builds everywhere. But we put our item in the chest, and fun fact about, also you can move with the inventory open, by the way. That's another quirk of this. Fall off the thing like an absolute dumbass. Why don't I? Why don't I do just that? And not have any apples on me to heal. So, the way this glitch works is whenever the chest blows up, the GUI doesn't close. So, let's watch this. And now, because the chest, you know, blew up, it dropped all its items. So, now there's no items in the chest. There's 0 apples. And because there's 0 apples, we can go ahead and drop them. And the game doesn't check because, you know, we're not running out of items. Let's go ahead and, like, drop a good bit over... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. We'll drop a good bit into the trench so we don't accidentally break the understack. But yeah. Now, when we pick them back up, they, you know, the number goes up. Doesn't care about that either. So they're fairly stable, at least for a good while. And now when I eat apples, the game doesn't realize that, you know, I'm running out of them because notch code. So I can just eat them into negative infinity until it clamps over on a save. It's very nice. So that's how I've got these really... Oh, shoot! Oh, I'm a dumbass. I didn't realize. My grass understack, it got clamped. I didn't realize that while I was working on this. Oops. I should make another one of those too. I kind of want to have that for all my stuff. Okay, actually, here. I'm gonna do a dirt understack just because I don't want to watch the... I don't want to wait for the grass to ungrow itself. It feels nicer for terraforming waiting for grass to grow than it does for waiting to for the grass to decay. It's definitely a fun little glitch. And like, over here in InDev, right, where I'm very much limited in terms of just how much there is in the world, like it's not infinite yet, it's very nice to have for the fact of, like, I don't have to worry about running out of, say, sand after a certain point, right, or dirt, or anything like that. I can just use as much as I want without having to worry about taking it from somewhere else. Which makes life quite nice. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do another one of those because I forgot to check my grass understack when I did that save and load. That's fine. And I'm just doing it up here so that I'm not worrying about it, like, breaking my ground. Okay. It's good. Sometimes when I build in creative, I could use grass, but more often I'll use dirt just because I like seeing the time visually pass on the blocks. That's also fair. For me, it's like annoying when I'm working on sort of ledges, right? When I'm working on those. And it's like just got grass on top of grass on top of grass until the lower layers decay. So it looks unnatural until that point. So that's why I'm going to be using dirt for the rest of the terraforming that I'm doing today. But yeah, that's mainly just been what I've been working on. We're getting rid of that. There we go. That was from messing with a fun little bug. I've been doing a lot of terraforming this stream, taking a break from some other building projects that I've had to just clean up more of the world. So today I've been working on this sort of chunk of ground. It's historically been a mess. Okay. So we'll go ahead, finish filling in this water over here. Okay. And then kind of bring this around here. That's good. I'll go ahead and make these cliffs a bit nicer looking in a moment. I'm just kind of working on this passageway that's here right now, terraforming around it. I don't want to completely build over it, just because I think it's a cool bit of terrain, but it is kind of a mess right now, so I want it to not look like crap. This part of the world is kind of funny. Like this entire, not quadrant, it's like 6 in-dev world sizes merged into one, right? But this part of the world is kind of funny for the fact of it's a classic world. Like I originally made the world in survival test, merged with an in-dev world terrain-wise, like put on top of each other, the in-dev taking up space where there was air. So I could have that in-dev house that gave me access to like a bunch of items from its debug chest. Which is very nice. It's like what's letting me do half the things I'm doing here. I wouldn't have access to, say, putting down water or lava, for example, without having done it that way. But it's also one of the features I think modern Minecraft is missing is the most is that bright green. I think it's a shame that everything's so desaturated. No, yeah. That's why like jungle grass is great. You gotta burn down the jungles just for their grass. Get a little semblance of that old school grass. Okay. We'll kind of get rid of this coal, make the whole cliffside be stone, just to work with. I'm hoping that, like, some parts of my terrain end up getting a good grass color whenever I update and biomes become a thing. Although that'll be quite some time from now. Okay. How do I want to do this? That works. Like that. Like that. This is just like a really weird bit of ground. Okay. Need to light up the terrain over here a good bit. It's getting very dark. I've like pelted this world to the brim with torches so I can just keep doing stuff at night. You can just look out over the world, just look out and see hundreds upon hundreds of torches all over the place, spanning everything. You love the strange blue dirt color of the ether mod? Fair. one of the things that we'll have on this world whenever it eventually gets to, I want to say beta 1.9 is when you're able to access it. One of the things we'll have on this world is going to be the Aether terrain. Or more correctly, the Sky Dimension terrain, because that's what the Aether is based off of. I want to say the original Aether was just like adding that back into the game as a dimension. Hello, Rewers. But like once we eventually trademark, gonna be a long ass. I see you. Why is it always the creepers that like manage to spawn in? It's rarely ever the spiders or the zombies or the skeletons. It's always the creepers that somehow get past. You love the giant pumpkin? The giant pumpkin is great. I worked on Halloween or else I would have done another stream. That was the Halloween special last year. Okay. Ground-wise, this is fine. Although I do want to get this area cleaned up a little bit. I do like this sort of passageway. I wonder if, like, there's anything we should do inside of here? Just kind of terraforming the terrain to make it look good, but I don't know if there's a build in particular that I want to put in the passage. Don't know. So far, all we have is this little ledge. That's about it. Little ledge and some terraformed ground. It's good. It's fine. Creepers making the Steve oof sound is very funny. No, yeah. The passive mobs have their own hurt noises, but the hostile ones don't get that for a little bit, I want to say. It's good. Also, just the old hurt noise is great. Hold up. You know, I'm trying to play the old hurt noise. I'd appreciate not losing half a heart and getting no damage sound. There we go. What was that about? What the heck? That's good. Oh, Jesus Christ. Those gunshot sounds from the skeletons are horrifying. I love getting spooked. It's wonderful. Phenomenal. Okay. It'd be one thing if it was just like the modern twang, but that sound is so loud. It gets me like every time. It just comes out from around the corner. I heard the footsteps. I was like expecting something. I was ready for something. But not for this. Not for this. Usually enable the old oof sound with vanilla tweaks in modern versions. Love to see it. Okay. Good. And then we'll just do one more here. And kind of follow the terrain up into the hill. Vanilla tweaks is cool. Love that it's a thing. I've not really messed with it a ton, but I know it like lets you just enable or like kind of undo old changes via a resource pack, and it's like you generate the pack, I think. It seems cool. It seems very nice to have. I think I have used it for like low fire. I want to say it's the one time I've really messed with it. Just because normal fire is extremely annoying in any actual like gameplay scenario. I love not being able to see crap all. My blind bum clearly needs more of that in my life. That woke me up. That skeleton woke me up. Okay. Alright, so getting over to here, we kind of get to that lake, which I don't want to mess with a whole bunch right this second. Not right now. But like over here. Lag spike, luggity laggy spike. Okay. It's sad, but I tried to play the version I first played on, which was like 1.7 something, but my whole screen became a solid color, but I want to try again at some point. If it happens again, like, are you in the Omni Archive Discord by chance? Or anything like that? Do you know what Omni Archive is? Because, like, it's a version, not a version, it's a Discord server, right, slash just sort of group that has the goal of just archiving as many versions of the game as they can. Because not every version of Minecraft is available on the launcher, right? And that's why there's a whole bunch of lost ones. And so their goal is kind of just finding those, archiving them, making them available for people to play. And there's certain bugs with older versions of the game, right? That's where I've found fixes for some things whenever I've run into them. Because they go ahead and, like... I want to say the main... I don't know if it's through Omni Archive, or if it's just, like... you know, associated with them. But Betacraft is what I use. Yeah, Rewers uses it as well. It's just like a thing that has those archived versions of the game within it. And it's very nice. Very nice. It also goes ahead and like fixes the sound and skin bugs and all that are in some of those old versions as well. Or if you don't want to use the launcher, it has a little proxy. Though I have heard of people doing that, I just never searched it out. That's fair. Would recommend. Very cool people. Very cool group of people. Multi-MC or Prism should have every version from Beta 1.7, I think. I'd have to check. I don't really use Multi-MC for anything other than, like, or in the modding. Like, save mod, that kind of thing. Just because it seems to have some issues setting up Quilt and Fabric on the launcher, like the vanilla one. It has it as an option, but it doesn't like it. So it's just convenient for me to make the instance and load into there. That's the only time I've really ever used Prism. Let's see. Normally for modded Minecraft, I use AT Launcher. Okay. But old modded is kind of a different thing. At least when you're trying to do it with mod loaders. I need, like, someone who knows what the heck they're doing in terms of, like, screwing with mod loaders to help figure out a bug on Quilt for, like, I want to say in dev all the way to some point in alpha. Right? Me and Lego have tried to figure it out, but we hadn't had much luck. And it's kind of like the one thing that I want to have fixed for just doing the save mod and soon multiplayer mod in general. Because basically, right, there's kind of a bug where sound just doesn't play no matter what. Starting at like some point with the introduction of a new sound system in InDev and then going all the way up through like all of InfDev. And it's a bug when using Quilt or Fabric on these old versions, which kind of makes it to where it's like, despite being able to use it, right? Despite there being tools to go ahead and load it onto there, it's not as good as it could be, just because there's no sound. And because it's a Quilt issue and not like a, you know, InDev issue, or any particular version, then it's kind of like, it's weird to fix. It's not a Minecraft bug that we can just fix on our side. So that's something I'll need to look into at some point. Maybe there's people that you can commission to do Quilt bug fixes for the community thing or something. It'd be funny. I'll look into it later. I'm excited for the multiplayer mod to be made. Lego's been doing work on that. Just like a new multiplayer mod for InDev. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Can't wait to have people on those islands. Okay. So we've kind of come as far as we can to the lake without shifting focus towards working on it. Which I don't think that's what I want to do right now. So let's come back here. Do I want to do anything with this sort of monolith that's sticking out of the ground? Like, I do kind of like that it's just this smooth, flat on all sides chunk just sticking out of the ground. It's kind of funny. I'll fix it up a little bit. Just like a wall. Is there anything I want to do with it? I can kind of like smooth it out on this side, I think. Because it is very awkwardly done. Because I think I dug through it. That's like why it's flat on this side. Like, all this terrain was just smoothed out going all the way this way. So let's make our monolith a little bit cleaner. Okay. I think the monolith is pretty good the way it is. So don't do the smoothing on this side. You like the just flat edge? Okay. Like, I'm not too strong opinioned either way. I think it looks a bit more unnatural, but then again, it's a monolith. I think that's partially the point. Some weird terrain that's sort of like that you've seen in real life. That's fair. Oh, my stream looks like it's lagging. That's not good. Am I dropping frames? Not actively. Okay, that's weird. Okay, we'll leave it like that then. Maybe I can, like, go through it, like, whenever I have the pathway come over here, just kind of dig through the monolith in a funny sort of fashion to end off this sort of passageway. The only thing I'm wondering is, like, passageway to what, I guess. If I'm doing just this whole thing, this could be, like, my gate to, like, a staircase going up to InDev, or InfDev, whenever we get to there. That could be fun. I'm almost thinking, like, those Skyrim border gates that you just have at the end, that could be a silly use of that terrain. Okay. Here, break. Ah, come on, mouse wheel. Break that. Okay. What we're gonna do is kind of make this bit. We're gonna connect this. Yeah. Do that. We will leave it like that. Okay. That makes it look a little bit less awkward. Okay. Put that there. And now on to this side. Just dig the ground out a little bit. Run up here. So I'm bonking my face into a wall. Fall back down because I'm a goober. Absolute goober. You know what? That's fine. Is it fine? Do I want that there? I don't know. Genuinely unsure. That's good. And we'll go back up there and make sure that the terrain blends into that naturally enough. Do that. Yeah, that's good. That works. Now, over here... how do I want to do this? That kind of works. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll break one right... or break two of them. So right there and right there. Okay. Okay, that's good. I like that. Come back over here. Yeah. Alright. Take some stone. Okay. It's good. And we're gonna have to wait for the night to transition so we can actually see things again. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Head back up top. I mean, this is looking a hell of a lot better. I still don't know what I'm gonna do in there, but we can do something fun, for sure. I'd love for, like, when, like, minecarts get added, maybe I could do, like, a pathway, like a railway going all the way up to the terrain, maybe? I don't know. There's potential, there's potential. Hell if I know what the potential is, but there is potential. Somewhere. Here, while we're waiting for night to shift over, let's go ahead and fix up this bit of ground. Good. And we can kind of... like, we have it go around this way, let's also fix up this terrain a little bit. Do that. Okay, that's better. That's better. Just mass terraforming stream. Oh yeah, and I still kind of have this whole pathway completely unlit. That's not good. That ain't it, Chief. Does this count as paranoia? Probably. It looks like paranoia. All these torches. Jesus Christ. Okay. I swear alpha caves are much larger than 1.18 caves. I want to say like 1.18 has giant caves. Or like, maybe they're shorter caves, right? Like they're big ones, but they just don't go on as long. Versus alpha is just kind of constantly noodling around, maybe. Oh no, I've not messed with alpha caves in a while. I think I toyed with... Or, I don't know if I've ever messed with them, because, like, I don't know when the caves got changed. I don't know if there's, like, versions where that's been different in at all. Okay. So let's kind of bring this bit over here a wee bit. There we go. Like, you might have really big caves, but they just don't, like, go for too far in any given direction, maybe. Mining the same cave system for, like, 3 hours? Oh, boy. It'll be nice to have, like, full-fledged proper caves at some point. I'm kind of, like, restrained within in-dev. Can't do all too much in terms of mining. Okay. That lake, I don't want to worry about right now. That lake is a future me problem in terms of terraforming. Good. Gonna kind of dig out this ground and just kind of stairway up a little bit. You're still finding new caves? Nice. At the very least, I like visually how the caves are nowadays. I do wish diamonds, like, generated a bit nicer instead of just almost always being one block veins. That's my big complaint. You rushed in-dev for that reason, you didn't like being limited. That's fair. For me, it's kind of the opposite. Like, this limitation gives me a clear goal. Like, there's only so much ground that I have to fill. So once I've done all of that, I can basically say I've beaten in-dev, right? Like, once everything is filled up with builds and stuff that I just don't have much room to do anything else. That's my goal. I want to run out of space so that going ahead and, like, getting to InfDev just feels liberating. Once the multiplayer mod happens, then that'll probably actually happen within, like, a year. Instead of just this going on damn near eternally in InDev. Like it kinda has been. Okay. Like, I see the limitation as a goal. And that's just fun to work with. Plus, I'm also used to Legacy console as a kid. Like, this gives me a certain level of nostalgia, just having this limited world. Because that's what I grew up with, right? I only had so much space. I would, like, spend the morning, or spend the first day of any new world that I made on the PS3 edition, just, like, running across the whole map, filling up the starting map that you get. Not complaining about the space, it's more the problem with the limited resource. That's fair. And for me, I've been getting around that by just understacking things. Outside of diamonds, which I'm not gonna understack, like the dirt, sand, all that. I've just been going ahead and understacking them so I can add more to the world. Instead of running out of, like, sand whenever I tried to do the beach. Like, that wouldn't have been possible if I wasn't understacking things. Let's see. Do that. Real. It's good. Here. Almost done with this whole portion of terrain. I'll feel very nice whenever I look at the isometric after this. Okay. Let's fill this in a good bit. Hello, sheep. Kind of dig out this chunk. That works good. Here, break that. Okay. I'm planning to play console edition later, maybe after 1.0 or something, so that I have to go out of my comfort zone and play in a limited resource world. I think it'll be like a... You have to embrace it, I think, is just how it works, right? Like, once you've kind of accepted that that's just the limits of the world, I think it becomes more enjoyable to play around it. Then again, mind you, I'm over here preaching that when I'm duplicating all my shit, and that's just not going to be an option for you in console, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Alright. Here, how's this looking down at the bottom? Do that. And go ahead and... Thought my grandpa was coming in here, so I muted. but he didn't. He did not. Okay. This is like a really awkward bit of ground. Come on, shovel. There we go. Don't fall off. There we go. Okay. Okay. That ain't bad. Let's go ahead and put another block of stone right there. Do that there. And then come over to this side. Get a little bit more dirt. That good? That's good. I like that. Okay, let's go up there, kind of make the terrain blend into the high point. Instead of just awkwardly cutting off right here like it is. Good. And get that one right there. Is that all the torches I need up here? Yes, it is. Alright. To get a look at it from down here. See this whole passageway. Kind of bring this in a little bit, I'm thinking. Replace this part with stone. Okay. I do want that there. That does work, that's fine. Okay. What are we thinking? I think that's a nice little bit of terraforming done. Big stretch. Yeah. Pop every bone in my spine. Save the game. Alright. Alright, I'm happy with that. It's a good chunk of work done for the morning. I guess the next bit of terraforming we have is like where the towers used to be, going all the way to the beach. That's what I was wanting to work on at first. Then I got distracted. I got distracted by that bit of terrain looking bloody goofy. We also have the lake. I don't know how I want to go about this. I think this is just a result of like... Well, I don't know how long this has been like this. I'll think of what I want to do here. I think like making it into a proper lake build would be no, I see you. Oh, it's trying to evaporate. It's trying to evaporate. Oh, it ain't happy. It ain't happy. Okay. I know I lost a good bit of like beach terrain whenever I was doing the dismantling of the towers. Let's kind of make this look nice again. want to finish getting the beach back to looking good on this part of the world. Just get everything up to standard. I can worry about the terrain behind it after that. Okay, good. And this is what we love understacking for. This is why we love it. I don't have to worry about the fact that I am placing dozens of blocks of sand, oftentimes for just one block of actual beach terrain. No, I don't have to worry about that. Okay. It's good. It's good. So the beach I have coming all the way back to here. So I think another concern is that, like, the lake pretty much comes right towards where the beach is. So I need to be a little bit careful in that regard. Okay. Let's think here. We'll terraform this kind of mound that we've got here and figure out where the border of the beach is gonna be. It's good. Do I want it to come up here at all? No. No, I don't think so. It can come back to this part. And then over here. This part of the beach has always been, like, kind of not completed. Just because the storage towers came all the way out to over here, right? That's why there's this clear border. So it will be nice to just finally not have to deal with that and be able to get it to go all the way across the world. Mind you, I still haven't finished that side or really even started much work on it past the initial kind of strip of ground, but it'll be nice. It'll be nice to just have that, have this part done. Okay. Okay. What do we got terrain-wise over here? Bit of broken ground. Doesn't need to be around. Get rid of this nonsense. Yeah, this was where I think I just made a big ol' dirt platform, pretty much, to support the towers. And so, like, that's why that monolith is there. This is all just remnants of that. A bit blown up from the fact that I got rid of all the towers, but that's all this nonsense is. Okay. Break 2 of these. I wonder if there's, like, stuff that I can do over with this beach area. Like, what kind of builds would be nice? Because I have the dock, obviously. The dock is, like, the main kind of beach-themed build. The dock with the boat over by it. But... also, let's kind of bring this back in a little bit. Like, I don't want the sand to follow the path of the mountain, or the mound. Break that. Good. Just because it looked a little bit forced into where that terrain was. Okay. Bring it back one more over here. Kind of match with the outer part. I guess a lighthouse should be like the classic fancy beach build. Question is where. Also, I wanted to do a lighthouse on one of those little islands that were in the water. I remember now. But then again, like, I need enough space for it, right? That's the problem. Like, over here on the beach, that's plenty of space. Having it over in the corner as well to be, like, out of the way of the view of the islands. I think that'd be nice. And we'll think about it. We'll see what we want to do. Man, I haven't worked on this in a while. There's so many little projects that I've, like, started almost, like, a year ago that I've just kind of not gotten messed with, because every time I would, like, get on the world during that break, it was just to start something new. It does feel nice finally finishing up a lot of these things. Just getting what I started done. Alright. What do I want to do with that lake? I could have it be like a swampy area. I did say that I was gonna build... Like, the next building project I did was gonna be Shrek's little outhouse, I remember now. We could make that lake into the swamp. That was the bit that we were doing. I remember now. I can't be forgetting that. Can't be forgetting that. So that'll probably be what we do with that lake area. Kind of lean into the watery terrain because we've gotten rid of so much of it. And then go ahead and, like, do some swampy builds surrounding the outhouse. It's good. This beach is gonna look very awkward with the terrain behind it just not really dealt with. That's fine. Get some more torches put down. I love the look of the blocked light on the sand. Smooth lighting is nice to have and all, but this does look very charming. Like, the light itself adds texture to the builds, which is not really something that happens in current Minecraft. Not really something that happens. Oh, this is being held up by a torch. We're gonna fix that. Okay. Alright, we're just about at 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna need to start getting ready for work after the beach is done. You could also just make this go by a lot quicker if I wasn't doing it this very silly way. Hold up. Go ahead and kind of fill this in. Have a place to put all the sand. Instead of having to place like 12 blocks per block. Maybe that'd make things go by a little bit quicker. Don't know, don't know. Means that a single creeper is going to cause, like, the entire ground to explode, but it happens. We just need to not get blown up by a creeper. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. I would never get blown up in 100 million years. 100 million years. Never. Ever, ever. Okay, yeah, this is a lot quicker. Exponentially so. Go ahead, get torches down. Like, the sand feels more beachy somehow from the torches at night, which is crazy. I say crazy, but like, you know, it's fun, it's nice, it's good to look at. Pretty. It's pretty, that's the word. Okay. Place down a bunch of these torches during the night transition, or day transition, I guess. Okay. Let's continue over this way. Kind of lay out that border. Alright, there we go. Come over to this side. Alright. Break that. Good. And then the torch is keeping it dark whenever it's becoming day. This game is goofy, I love it. It's so goofy. Okay, we're almost done with the beach, at least on this half of the world. And then that'll just be one more thing that's done. Yes, I still need to do the beach on the other half of the world, but I'm more concerned about doing things on this half of the world in general, so we'll get around to it one day. It's not a massive priority. I also need to, like, terraform that central part at some point. I know that's been on the list of things to do. Just hadn't done it yet. Like that sort of rocky outlook in between the two parts of beach. We'll get around to it. I want to have it as, like, a lookout point. Maybe we could build, like, a big old tree up on top of there. And then be able to climb up into the tree and look out over the world or something. Could be fun. Look out into the ocean. There's no ladders, so we can't use the crow's nest on the boat. Good. I really do want to build a lighthouse at some point. That'll be very nice to have. I think, like, over in this area makes the most sense. One of those big ol' beachside barber poles. Alright. Get the sand down, torch things up. Then I need to go ahead and make lunch before I go into work for the day. But I do want this beach to be properly lit first. I wonder how many torches are placed in the world. I should, like, run this through a program. Find out just how many there are. Ask Lego to check. Okay. Or actually, I could just, like, copy the block array into HXD and then do a search function. I'm very curious at this point, because this is a metric ton of them. Okay, well, in any case, that is the beach finished. Beach is done. So, I think this is going to be where I go ahead and end the stream for the day. Let me go ahead and start heading back to base. So many pigs. So many of these little gloobers. Die. I need to do this bit of terrain at some point as well. The whole sniper trees. Gotta get those somewhat preserved. What are these, like, leaves just kind of sitting on the ground? These don't need to be here. They don't look good. I don't know what I was smoking when I put those there. If I put those there. Maybe it was Herobrine. Who? Alright. Back to the base. Back to the base. Back to the home. Back to the base. The ground is so smooth. So buttery smooth. I'm gonna take a quick isometric real quick as well. I want to see what it looks like after I'm done with the stream. Alright, good. I'm getting used to the color on my screen as well. I still prefer how it looks on the stream itself. Like, stream has, I guess, 8-bit color depth. Like, it looks closer to what it was on my old laptop. The new one doesn't quite have as much 6-bit color depth, so the colors look a bit muted, a bit duller. But it's fine. Okay. Here, I don't really need to be heading down here right now. I can worry about inventory cleaning next stream. But yeah. Hope everyone had a fantastic day. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.